Chris Crumb's on.
Can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is Chris Crumb. I have a channel called Don't Follow Crumb on
Okay, we won't.
YouTube.
That's exactly what he wanted you to say. You fell in his trap. That's how you become a crumbster.
But I don't do proofs as much, but more focus on the psychological.
He's one of those flat earthers that don't do proofs. Okay, next.
Try to have a space where we can kind of talk about our personal experience.
Your feelings, where you can talk about feelings. Yeah.
Of how it affects us, and so yeah, that's what I've been doing for about 4 years now.
Awesome. Yeah, I chose you as a finalist because you've got a great reputation in the flat Earth community. I feel like pretty much.
Stop.
Really?
Sorry. Hold on. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 8 of us here. Who's heard of Chris Crumb?
Who hasn't heard of Chris Crumb?
Except for Adam the Crumbster.
Oh.
Seriously, he's got a good reputation in the flat Earth community, says Will Duffy. Hands up, who's heard of Chris Crumb?
But whenever I'm a bit confused and I need a safe space to discuss how I'm navigating this flat Earth, yeah, it's a great place to go.
The Crumbster. The Crumbster.
You're dumb if you don't follow Crumb.
Yeah.
You bastards. You're all bastards. Nope. Nobody's heard of him, Duffy.
Everybody knows who you are. But I also like your style.
But this guy's definitely not a flat earther. He's a true earther. I mean, it could be a really big ball, right, Chris?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, I try to keep it light. The waking up to flat Earth, in my experience, was very overwhelming, and the psychological transition was like it was overwhelming. It was just very overwhelming. I found it very hard to talk to.
Mine was too.
Check out Will Duffy gurning. He's chewing his own face off while he's listening to this shite. Look at his face. Rewind it 10 seconds and watch him gurn as he spews this shite at Will. And he's trying desperately not to chew his own face off as he listens to this crap.
Go ahead, Adam.
The way Chris is talking, I don't think he's over this. I think he's still overwhelmed because he's not put a coherent sentence together to explain what he does other than just realize that people can be overwhelmed, which he seems to still be.
Yeah.
Was very overwhelming, and the psychological transition was like it was overwhelming. It was just very overwhelming.
It's not
Are you saying it was overwhelming?
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
It seems a little bit
overwhelmed, is he?
Is this guy overwhelmed? I don't know.
I mean, it's found it very hard to talk to anybody. Because it's so taboo, it's not something you would say to your therapist, and actually they would believe.
My therapist?
So, let me get it straight. You like this guy who is in therapy to go down to Antarctica with you? I see. Good choice.
Believe you, they probably prescribe.
What, Adam?
You know why he can't tell his therapist about it?
Why?
It's just so overwhelming.
It's a totally overwhelming subject to deal with. It's hard to deal with it in therapy.
You something for being crazy. So it left this void where we were all just trying to figure out, like, is this really normally this really happening to us? And I believe it, like the whole flat Earth movement, as it should, really focus on the proofs, and that's definitely necessary. And I went down that road, and I learned a lot of stuff. But what I found was, we weren't really talking about all the side effects.
There's side effects now. Yeah, our side effects.
Who's this we? I'm not connected to this guy or any of these bullshit. Sorry.
Yep.
I'll wake up the flat Earth.
Took me 8 seconds, and then I started laughing. Yeah, 8 seconds, and then I laughed. It was over. All the trauma done.
All the side effects of waking up the flat Earth, how it affects our family, our friends,
the gerbils.
Just on a serious note. So I want to just kind of agree with, hold on, just with Brian, right? When Brian's saying it's like over in 8 seconds, well, yeah, I think the sentiment that I'm going to go with is that when people describe this kind of trauma as a result of flat Earth, I think that trauma is actually down to not knowing that the Earth is flat. That is to say that I think that a lot of people in flat Earth do suffer from this trauma, and it's because they don't know. Therefore, they're in ambiguity. They think it's flat and believe it's flat and seem to have been presented enough evidence to suggest that it's flat, but they don't know, and therefore that not knowing is the traumatic bit that this guy's describing. All of this is very overwhelming.
I think he should go. Imagine him on the boat with them for like a few weeks. They'd be overwhelmed. What? I've seen a penguin, guys. Just give me a hug. I'm overwhelmed at the sight of a penguin, and he'd be hugging the ball earthers.
It'd be worse than that. It would start far sooner. Chris, can you just check that bag? It's quite big. I was going to have it as carry-on. This is all a bit overwhelming.
Relationships, and how much of that is, our fault or their fault, because we tend to play victim roles very quick, and get mad at anybody who doesn't see it our way, and it's really just it's.
I get a serious question. Does he have a pussy?
I don't know. No, we can't be sure.
I'm overwhelmed.
I'm slightly overwhelmed.
It's a need for connection. But,
I'm underwhelmed.
there's no like handbook on how to go through this, and I think most people just pretend like it doesn't bother them and just say, the hell with them. I don't know who needs my family anyway. But if they won't see it my way, well, to me, that's it. There has to be a better way.
Can I say something, please?
So
I'm going to go with no.
I always try to focus on that because it seems like there's just not a lot of talk about those kinds of things. And whether it is flat or not, there's a lot.
See? Told you. Told you. I called it. He doesn't know. All this trauma he's describing isn't because of finding out Earth's flat, because of his last statement, whether it's flat or not. I can't. Can anyone here make that statement? I can never say that statement. I can't say whether or not it's flat. I can't make that because it is flat. There's no ambiguity here. But if there was, I'd probably be in quite a lot of pain and slightly overwhelmed.
The trauma is coming from his lack of understanding of what he used to believe. That's his trauma.
You got it. That's what he just admitted to by making that statement.
Yep.
Chris.
Spot on. No, but he's been picked because this is the perfect candidate to buy, based on his last statement, the false dichotomy. Whether or not it's flat or a globe, you're perfect. So we'll be figuring one or the other out in this false dichotomy, won't we, Chris Crum? Oh, yeah. Dumbo.
Yeah, but it didn't jive with the 5 minutes of torture we just endured.
Yeah.
How can you have trauma being a flat earther when you don't know the Earth's flat?
Exactly. Therefore, the trauma can only be his lack of understanding of his previous religion or lack of understanding of Earth being measured flat.
And trying to salvage the relationships that matter as we continue to go on this journey.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
This is so beta, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
You also bring humor to it, which I love, because
Oh, he's been hilarious so far.
Sure,
Well,
yeah. I came out with a video
look, Will's happy that there's a lower testosterone level, that there's not actually anybody that's talking in any assertive, firm manner. He's took a shine to Chris.
Yeah.
These two could agree to disagree all day in a very pleasant way.
Kind of lifts my outlook on humanity.
animosity and division. And so I do appreciate that. And so I'm really glad you applied here.
Sure, yeah. I came out with a video called Flatterall, which is a
Flatterall. Well, you're not a flat earther. Remember?
Are they having the same conversation at all?
No.
Nope.
No, Will's
No.
completely ignoring him. That's why I tracked along with him. So even though we're mocking him, at least I can pay attention to what he's actually saying and have some semblance of response, as ludicrous as what he's babbling about is.
Beta chat, you see.
Patient for-
None of them have got the balls to say, excuse me, mate, did you even respond to what I just said? Too beta.
The medication for flat earthers to help you through it.
It's his video is a medication to help you through it. Through what? You're not a flat earther. You already said so.
And I think there's a lot to it. It's a lot harder than just saying what's on your mind. You have to be creative, but I think it's worth it because people get
What the hell is he on about now?
I don't know.
triggered really easily.
I
when
don't.
You're questioning other people's beliefs and you're attacking them.
You're questioning other people's beliefs and attacking them.
And there's a fine line there, and I'm always
Well, where's the line at? What is this abstract?
Oh, it's
trying to
just
find that.
total word salad. It's meaningless guff.
Yeah, he's the flippy floppy, unsure, unconfident guy who gets taken apart by Danny Faulkner.
Thank you.